Hey guys, so in this video, I wanted to address two questions that were left by one person. Um, well, actually, there's three technically, but these were actually left on my community tab because I had planned to put them as part of like a Q&A video, and I haven't been receiving any additional questions, so I did want to address her questions in this video. So I have them pulled up and I will just get right into it. So this is from Nazeth Perez. Nazeth, I think that's how you say your name. I am so sorry if I said that incorrectly. Um, Anyways, the first question is, what was your first CNA job? Any recommendations? So my very first CNA job is actually how I got my CNA training. I worked at a nursing home. It was a huge nursing home. I worked there on their memory care unit, and originally I had interviewed with them for CNA training, and what they did was they paid for us to get trained as CNAs, and you just had to agree to work for them for a certain period of time after becoming a CNA. And so, like I said, this was a huge facility. It had a whole bunch of stuff attached to it. So they had like a daycare, they had hospice, they had an assisted living, and then they had like three separate floors of units. So they had regular long-term care units. They had a few of those. They had on the top floor, they had a rehab unit slash short-term acute care. They also had two separate memory care units. One was a locked memory care unit, and the other was an unlocked memory care unit. It technically was locked, but residents in there knew how to get out. Um, Usually, if they moved to the unlocked unit, they were more closer to the end of life, or they were people who didn't really have like a wandering issue, or people that we weren't worried would leave the building or get injured or get lost, that kind of thing. Um, so working there was probably one of the best experiences that I had. I definitely learned a lot, especially fresh out of CNA training. My recommendation to you, as far as like if you're looking to figure out what you should get into first, is figure out what exactly it is that you want as far as like an experience. Do you have a preference for a certain type of care? Like, do you enjoy memory care? Are you a person who does not like being in a lockdown unit? For those of you who don't know, a lockdown unit is a unit that is literally locked down. You need to put in a code to get in and out. You cannot just walk freely around the building. These are residents that tend to wander or get lost or are exit seeking. They have those types of behaviors. So that's why you're in a lockdown unit. I know I've worked with quite a few people who did not like being in that setting. They liked, knowing that they didn't have to put a code in to get out if they needed to get out. So I would definitely take that into consideration, because memory care, a lot of memory care units are locked unless you are, in a facility that is able to kind of control that type of exit seeking or wandering behavior where somebody could possibly or potentially get outside and get loose. I shouldn't say loose because that makes it sound like an animal, but kind of, wander away from the building and become unsafe. So those are things to take into consideration. Are you a person who likes home care better, like where you're kind of just a one-on-one person instead of like a whole group of residents? Do you like the hospital setting better? Because I know certain hospitals will hire people fresh out of training. I've worked with a few people that literally just finished CNA training and got hired on at the hospital. I will say, if you are looking into like working in the hospital setting, they tend to have more resources available to you, like as far as protecting your back and transferring and things like that. They tend to have more resources available to you than a nursing home would, because nursing homes tend to not really care if you work short or if you don't have everything that you need in order to properly take care of your residents. I have worked in nursing homes that are really good about making sure that you have all the supplies that you need, everything is taken care of. They go above and beyond to make sure you have enough briefs and things like that. And I've also worked in places where they run out of briefs like every weekend. So it just kind of depends on what kind of setting you want to work in. I would definitely say home care is a lot more relaxed, or it can be, depending on what type of patient or resident you are caring for. So just, it kind of depends on your preferences and what kind of setting you want to work in. Now, this person also had another question, and I'm honestly thinking about making a whole separate video just to talk about this, and I think I will. So I will address her question in a whole nother video. Hopefully this video was helpful. Please let me know if you guys have any other questions like this that you'd like me to answer, topics you'd like me to talk about in the future. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next time.